Kung Fu Panda 4 is the newest installment in the Kung Fu Panda franchise, and this time around, Po must go on another adventure with this new fox friend he befriends and is trying to fight against a chameleon. Now, I really enjoyed the previous 3 Kung Fu Panda films. I thought the first one was really great, the second one was incredible, the third one, while not as good as the first 2, was a really satisfying conclusion to the trilogy, and when I heard that they were going to do a 4th one, I was like, it ended fine, but I wouldn't give it a chance because I like this franchise and they haven't made a bad movie so far. And I have to say, this movie was surprising. It was the first mediocre Kung Fu Panda film, and I really couldn't remember a single thing about this film that I could think really stand out. And I think that's largely due to the fact that this film had a very troubled production. I recently read a lot of stuff online about it, and my goodness, was the studio interfering so much, and you could tell in the final product. It felt like there was a basic idea that could have been compelling, but they cut it down to only the basic elements, to the point where it's just nostalgia filler and a plot line that we've seen in dozens of other animated films, and it just really left nothing to the imagination. The animation is good like always, but compared to the previous 3 films, there is nothing spectacular or unique to the production design or the character design. Nothing felt like it captured the essence, the look and feel of the previous 3 films. It just felt like another animated family film, and while it is polished, well animated, and well rendered and everything, it is nothing to write home about in terms of its animation and its style, which is really a shame because DreamWorks just changed the game of animation again. Well, not really, they were inspired by Spider-Verse, but with Puss in Boots, they brought something unique to that kind of style again, and I would have loved to have seen them do more of that with this, but oh well, at least the animation is not that bad. What was pretty bad was the new character played by Awkwafina. I forgot her name. She is as basic of the type of character that is a crook and slowly learns to not be a crook and befriend the hero. We've seen this kind of character development before, and nothing was done with this character that I felt was new or refreshing. I just don't remember a single thing about this character, to the point where they tried to make her be like a replacement to the Furious 5, when she has none of the charm of those characters, like at all. Speaking of the Furious 5, I thought it was a major mistake cutting them out of the film because they are important characters to Poe's life. Him befriending the Furious 5, who he idolized in the first film, I think would have been a fine choice, but in such a basic story, having these characters with Poe could have helped elevate the material given. But no, the movie relied so heavily on the friendship between Poe and this new character, but it's basically just these 2 characters just going through the motions of any sort of family adventure film. I don't know. This movie was just so predictable and lame. Even the villain was absolutely lame. Nothing threatening about her. Viola Davis does a good performance, but the character itself was so forgettable, so non-threatening. She pushed down a character down a flight of stairs, and that was it. That was as threatening as she got. And he didn't even get that hurt, and it wasn't even that long of a flight of stairs. And because of that non-threateningness, I didn't feel her presence being unmatched. The action sequences, I didn't find her powers all that interesting. I didn't find her motivations interesting. In fact, they were pretty stupid, honestly, if you take into account certain characters from the previous films that have already existed, and it just made her entire motivation just seem pointless and just a lame excuse for her to have some sort of grudge against Kung Fu in society. It just felt like a lesser version of many of the other villains, which she is, because she's taken all their powers, and that's her gimmick. All in all, She's a very lame villain, and I didn't care for the chameleon one bit, which made the conflict of the film not that prevalent at all or engaging to watch, which leads to the action sequences actually being quite boring, because while they are choreographed fine and animated well, because I didn't care about the story this time around, it did not have the punch it needed to be awesome. It didn't have that skadoosh, as Poe would say. Honestly, this film was a massive disappointment. There are a few good elements. Mr. Ping and Poe's real father have really good screen time and chemistry with one another, and I really enjoyed their bits. Poe is an entertaining character as always. The animation is good. It is a funny movie, I will give it that. And the action, while very disappointing compared to the other films, is still entertaining enough. This is not like a complete betrayal of Kung Fu Panda. It just felt like more of an elongated episode of a TV series, and I really felt like this movie did not offer anything new to the franchise as a whole. It wasn't a satisfying sequel that progressed the plot forward or have us introduce new characters that mean something to the story, or have our hero go through another challenging event that progresses his character forward. In fact, it felt like his character had been progressed just a bit back to the way he was in the first and a bit of the second film. All in all, Kung Fu Panda 4 was a really poor sequel. I didn't find all that engaging, and I guess if you are parents that want to take your kids to see a family movie, this is fine enough. But all in all, I don't think you are going to miss much if you don't watch this film. So for that, I'm going to give Kung Fu Panda 4 a C-. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.